Welcome to the Swirl Suite, everybody. Hello, hello. I am Sarita. You can follow me at Vine Me Up. You can also follow the Swirl Suite on Twitter and Facebook at Swirl Suite. Ladies, introduce yourselves. We have a lot of first-time viewers today.
You telling his sweet face. Okay, I guess I'll go first. Hey.
Liz goes first.
Hi, everyone. My name is Glennis Hill. I am at Vino Noir on Facebook. Oh, that's a story. On Facebook, I'm Ari Wine, and at Vino Noir on Instagram and Twitter at Vino_Noir. Web educational seminars, tastings, anything in the D.C., Maryland, Virginia area that you need to know about wine and can get you whatever type of wine you want. So welcome to the Swirl Suite, and sit back, relax, and get ready for the ride.
Miss Melissa.
I don't know if I can follow that one. Good job, Glenn.
Tune into the quiet storm. Where are we?
She got real sultry with us, didn't she?
Right.
Women have
I enjoy the ride. We about to play some a little Barry White, a little Luther Vandross for you.
Uh-oh.
Pour a glass of wine, swirl it a little.
Are you done?
I gotta go and do my intro before this goes down.
I want you to say that all the time, Glennis. We going with that.
Well, you know, old people don't remember everything they say, so you might have to just remind me that.
Hi, everyone.
We're gonna send you this clip. We're gonna send you the clip.
Melissa, that was a good one.
Yourself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Melissa Davis, not Glennis Hill. You can find me at liquorlady.com. All my social handles are there, but I am a beverage consultant, professor now, speaker, and entrepreneur in the beer, wine, and spirits industry.
Tanisha.
Professor, we need to talk about this, but okay.
We do. I know.
Yeah. Hold out. All right. Anyway, so my name is Tanisha. I'm Girl Meets Glass. I am a wine and spirits professional, educator, tour guide, and I'm currently living in the city of light and love, Paris. And I host walk-in wine tours here. I do private wine events, wine tastings, and online wine courses.
Awesome. So we're going to change up the order of the way we usually do things. We're going to talk about what we're drinking first, and then in a little bit we are going to open up the floor and fill all these seats up. It could be up to 10 for wine blogger participants to chime into what they thought about the Wine Bloggers Conference this year in Lodi. So if we could just go around and tell what we're drinking, what we're up to, keep it very casual.
I went first the last time.
Tanisha, you go first.
What? How I go first? The one that wasn't there. What? You want me to do a dance? Like, I don't even know what to say.
Oh, my gosh. What did you do today, Tanisha? What did you do today?
I had a long day, but no, you want to talk about the Wine Bloggers Conference? So I don't know what to say about the Wine Bloggers Conference.
Oh my God, we're not talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yes, people are getting to know you. It's a lot of first-time viewers. Talk about yourself. You're good at that.
Yes, Tanisha's good at it.
My God.
Come on, girl.
I'm good at what? People getting to know me? Getting to know you.
Oh, it is the quiet.
That's not what we were talking about?
Oh, my God.
Already.
That's not what we were talking about? Something else? I don't know.
Let's talk about this tour to Champagne.
Anyway, so getting to...
Is that what you were doing?
Yes.
Yes, tour de Champagne. So we went to Epernay, and the reason I like going to Epernay better than Reims, which you guys say with your throat, whatever, is in Reims they have larger houses, and so you have to do the tour first and listen to their talk, which can be 45 minutes to an hour, and then you taste after that. Real talk, after you've gone in one cellar, you're kind of good. The champagne process is the same for champagne. It's the same method. The cellars are all deep, and it's all chalk, and it's all damp. you're good. So in Epernay, they have a lot of smaller producers. While they still have these beautiful houses that you can go in and tour and taste, you can just go in and just taste. So you go in, they'll tell you about the wines, they'll pour them for you, and then you sit outside, you can stand inside, whatever, and you can just taste. So you don't have to go through this whole 45-minute or whatever process. There's Champagne. And so when you go down that street, there are maybe 7, 8, 10 different places you can just, and then, you know, there's a champagne bar, a couple of champagne in any trip. It's about hour 20, hour 30 from.
So how much do you charge for your champagne tours? How much do you charge?
Restaurants, right? We only have to walk maybe 15 minutes to the end of the street, and then
What?
So we went to like 4 places. Cause it was like, hey, we got time, and we found, so we were like, yeah, so we stopped in there.
Okay, so how much do you charge for your champagne tours?
So the champagne tours are special, and it depends on how long you want to spend on.
Oh, okay.
So I just started doing tours where I go up. So like this was a half day, and they were just paying, you know, covering my fees and then all my and then they were taking care of everything else. And so that was $275.
Oh,
wow, that's
nice, nice, nice. Are you drinking anything special tonight? Because you didn't go to sleep.
Yeah, I haven't been asleep.
Had
so this isn't
thing.
special, right? That's why I'm like all over the place with how I'm talking, because I'm slightly delirious.
Understood.
So it's not special, but I actually have a little rosé in my glass, and I like this rosé because it is refreshing. It's fruity. It's really light. It has a little bit of effervescence to it, but like nice ripe strawberry flavors. €3. It is Nicolas brand, and Nicolas is a chain of wine shops here in Paris. I think they're around France, not just Paris, but here in France, and it's one of like their house brands. And I just got wimp because I was in there buying something, and the guy was like, "No, it's really good. You should try it seriously." I looked at him kind of side-eye. He's like, no. He said, €3. If you hate it, come back. I was like, no, Nicola, I'll come back and holler at you.
Gotcha.
And so I bought it, and it was delicious. And so I've been buying it all summer.
Wonderful.
Until then, in the refrigerator, and it was cold. I was hot. So.
Melissa, what you got in your glass? What you got going on?
Dear. Let's see. So now I'm reminiscing, I will say, some of the gardens, and it's just beautiful in Epernay. So I'm actually drinking a Sancerre, and I will not try to pronounce anything on this label. I don't speak French, only English and a touch of Spanish.
Tell me, let me practice my Francais. What does it say?
I don't know. So anyway, it says basically the part I can get to is Michael Rede. I don't know how to say his name. But anyway, I just call it my fancy Sauvignon Blanc because I'm in love with Sauvignon Blanc. It's super tart. It's got a lot of that grapefruit kind of characteristics to it. So I like it. I'm doing a wine rack clean out pretty much. I've had a bunch of wine. This is a 2010. So I probably have about 60 bottles of wine in the house, and it's time to move through it. So I'm trying to think today. I know, right? Today was one of those kind of crazy days. And to follow up on what Tanisha was saying, just so she knows, I'm going to start being a beverage professor at one of her colleges in Chicago. So I'm not moving. I'm saying I'm going to do online classes. So my first class will be this fall, and it's the business of beverage. So it'll be super fun. So it's talking about beer, wine, and spirits, and the 3-tier system, distribution, basically how to get a career in the industry. So I will let you know how that goes. Fingers crossed, starts in October. And then, let's see, so a couple months ago, my husband and I became vegetarian, of all things. So
really?
I'm coming after you, Sarita, trying to be good.
Yes. No, I ain't a vegetarian, though.
I know, but you helped to inspire me. Yoga and wine. So we thought we'd go for the gusto and become vegetarians. So I'm also starting to take nutrition classes here at the University of Richmond. Because I do all this clean cocktail stuff now. I'm doing a seminar here at the Convention Center in Richmond on detoxing your cocktail menu, stuff like that.
Wow,
so fingers crossed. Maybe next year I'll be a nutritionist too. So we'll
go ahead.
Excellent.
Melissa, you spoke at the Bar Institute, right? Did you have a session at the Bar Institute?
I did that. Yeah.
Okay. What was your session? What did you do?
I cannot remember the title, but it was about becoming a consultant in the industry. Super fun. I went up to Baltimore and did a session there, but it was all about how to navigate coming into the world to be a consultant and non-traditional paths. I think I would say that in terms of being consultants. And we ended up talking about all sorts of stuff like how to manage kind of your expenses and how to, just like the business side of it. I didn't expect the seminar to go that way, but it was a room full of bartenders, and it was pretty amazing to hear some of the folks that are opening their own bars, you know, their own wine bars. Just it was really powerful and amazing. So I'm excited to see what happens in November at their conference in New York.
Yeah. Cool. Oh,
keep you guys posted.
Glynis.
Yes. Well. Hello. I am drinking a sparkling blanc.
Right. And so special shout out to
Can I finish before you start with your antics?
Hold it up.
Good night. I picked this up in Aix-en-Provence when I was there in July. It's from Chateau de Saint Martin, and it's a blend of, and I know I'm going to screw this up, Role, great, it's a 3 varietal, ROLLE, Uni Blanc, and what was the last one? Let me look. Okay, Claret. Yes.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, a really different blend. On the nose, you get some brioche, of course. You get hazelnut, some apple honey on the palate. It's very floral, both palate and on the nose. So it's actually a really good sparkling wine. And the best thing, like Tanisha always says, was €15.
Wow. Wow.
Jealous.
And I know I don't have it in a sparkling wine glass because I was rushing. But it is actually very, very, very tasty. And like you said earlier, Melissa, I have to start going through some of these sparkling wines and white wine.
I can help you with that. Okay, if you haven't helped with that, I can help you with that.
Okay.
Because it lays the foundation for the fun part of buying new ones. You got to go through the old ones to get the new one.
I bought quite a bit back from France, sparkling rosés.
Because it's cheap.
Yeah.
It's cheaper.
You're exactly correct. I mean, there was bargains you couldn't pass up. And again, a blend like this was unbelievable. I was like, I've never had a claret in a sparkling wine before.
Wow.
So I have a question.
Yes, sweetie.
I haven't done it in forever, but how do you get wine back now? Do you ship it directly, or do the airlines still let you put the box under? Like, I know.
So I should talk about this offline.
Okay, offline it is.
Wrap it in, put it in your suitcase.
Well, that's the other thing. Wrap it up.
Wrap it in your clothes in your suitcase.
In your suitcase. But what I did,
or do you wrap it in styrofoam and bath towels in your suitcase?
My friends bought me a Vanguard Valise wine suitcase, and it, for my birthday, 12 750 milliliter bottles. And it's less than 50, and it's 50 pounds. I mean, I don't put anything else in.
Okay, that's perfect.
You see why I was asking?
Now, when you come back with, did you fill it? When you come back with that, do you have to do like taxes or claim that in customs or anything when you do it that way?
No, I'm
Since
not
they
eating
know
grass.
how much you're
No,
bringing
I'm
back
not
and they
eating
know
grass.
the wine?
No,
No, I'm blaming
this, and we'll chuck it back at that time.
There you go. You answered the part I wanted to know. Like, how did you get back all these great bottles of wine?
Oh man.
Yep. Yeah. And 3
That's
bottles
awesome.
in my regular suitcase.
Wow.
Okay.
That's nice.
Like 15
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, cool.
Oh, Glennis, are
Yes.
you in the U.S. for the rest of the summer, or are you going somewhere else? That's my question.
I love you, Sarita. Yes, I will be going to my favorite island in October.
Where are you going?
Jamaica.
Mm.
Go lay on the beach and just drink rum punch and beer.
Oh, wow. A little red stripe. They started making it in Jamaica again.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and all the jerk chicken, crab. I mean, no, more lobster because they don't have as much.
You're talking to a vegetarian. I'm a functioning vegetarian, okay?
Wow.
Go with pescatarian. At least you can have the seafood and the fish.
That's true. That's true.
But other than that, yeah, that's going to be my last bit of travel for a while because I have to save up. Trying to get some plans to go, making plans to go up to Vancouver for the
You're going to love it.
wine festival in February.
Wow.
You're going to love it.
And then go to the wine lovers annual meetup, and they haven't decided, but it looks like it'll be Portugal this year. So like,
Did you say Portugal?
yeah.
So, that's nice.
That's on the
Real nice.
radar. But Tara depends all on if Trump gets it off his all. EPA might get closed down, so might not.
Oh my God.
Okay, now I'm living vicariously through you too now, Glennis. Oh my. Portugal.
Oh gosh.
So that's but again, yeah, French sparklings, French wine, if you can buy them in France.
Wow. Well, I guess that leaves little old me. I don't know how to follow that up, but what am I drinking? I can share that first. So I am drinking the Wine Blogger Reserve Old Vine Zinfandel that we received as gifts at the end of the Wine Bloggers Conference. So I decided to open this up. It's half gone. It's really good. I opened it yesterday, and it's even better today. So, but I opened this up because I'm screaming for fall. I'm over the summer. I'm over the humidity. And Zinfandel to me makes me think of campfires and fire pits, sitting outside with a sweater, a scarf, with a cigar, or something like that. So that's why I opened this up. But this is really nice. A lot of pepper and clove on the nose, maybe a little bit of plum. I was looking for like some chocolate or something I could pair with it, but I don't have any. But yeah, this is pretty awesome. What's going on with me? Not too much, but I have my first gig outside of the DMV.
Congratulations.
Girl, thank you. That was a big deal for me. So years ago when I first started my blog, I did this post on I did it it was called like Corner Store Favorites. Corner Store Vices and Vino. So I went to Ben and Road. Everybody who's from here, I live on the south side. So I went to Ben and Road and I went to a corner store.
Outside.
I piled a basket up with all types of candies and chips, Utz.
I remember this part.
Yeah, I remember it.
Yeah. So, and I just
Yes.
I threw it all on the table, and I got like 4 different wines, and I had some friends over, and we just ate through and drank through everything and just to see what paired with what. So anyway, there was a girl who saw my post, and she's a friend of a friend, and she lives. I want you to do exactly that for my birthday party. So that's my next gig.
So where is it going to be?
It's going to be at our house. It's only 10 people. Yeah.
But you said out of the DMV, so.
Oh, it's in Philly.
In Philly. Okay.
Perfect.
Oh, going to Philly.
Yeah.
That's all
So if
you could start a whole business with that right there.
So, and if you follow me on Snapchat, I'm mostly posting healthy stuff, but I do have moments where I do have to practice, and because your palate can change in 3 years, big time.
Yeah.
So I have to revisit some things.
Oh, absolutely.
So yeah, so that's mainly what I'm doing. But
That's awesome.
Yeah, in October,
sounds like really tough work.
I
really
know,
tough
right?
work.
Hard. But in October, I'll be in Paris with Tanisha. I'll be there for about a week. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm high.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So me and the husband will be in Paris.
We're finna drink everything.
Is it your first time, Sarita?
Yes, it's me and my husband's first time. Yeah.
You're a France virgin.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I'm a France virgin.
So do you have time?
Busted.
But I'm telling you, do you have time to get on the train and go to Cognac while you're there?
I don't know, but I'll make time for that.
That was amazing. So from going from Champagne and going to Cognac, you just got to cover back.
Yeah. So how long are you there for?
We're there for about a week.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, and now that we've got all our introductions out of the way, we're going to talk Wine Blogger Conference. And for those of you who aren't bloggers and don't know what this conference is, it's a conference that started how long ago? Like 10 years ago. It'll be 10 years next year, right?
Yep.
Yeah, 10 years next year. And the first one was in Napa, right, Glennis?
Santa Rosa.
Santa Rosa. Yeah. So this organization called Zephyr. They are in charge of 5 different conferences. They do the Wine Bloggers Conference that we attend, International Food Blogger Conference, Beer Bloggers and Writers Conference, and the Wine Tourism Conference.
Exactly.
Yes. So, but the one we are speaking about is the Wine Bloggers Conference, which just occurred last month. And so, yeah, Glennis, what did you think about the Wine Bloggers Conference as a whole? And how many have you been to?
Since 2012. I only missed one, so it's 2016, so 3. And I missed the one because Dad passed. And was
the one in Canada?
In Santa Barbara, yeah. I don't even talk about that.
Okay.
But I would have loved to have been there. But this year's conference, I was so excited about Lodi because I love Lodi because of the old vine. One of my favorite varietals, spice, luscious mouthfeel, cocoa, plum, dark berries, just everything. Makes you want
Quiet storm. It's all about the quiet storm.
Like she caught the spirit.
Yeah, part of the quiet storm, and you get to that. You know what I'm talking about, right? Okay, so Wine Bloggers.
What's happening?
Again, this year, some of my taglines for the Wine Bloggers Conference is #Wine Family Reunion, because the bloggers is a community of family. I think we become friends through this elixir we call wine, which is outstanding. Folks that I would never have met are now very good friends. I think this year's conference, to me, I had a very good time as far as meeting new people and learning new interests and learning about different things that are happening in Lodi. One, the pre-excursion to Amador. I don't think I would have, I've had wines from there, but to actually stay in Amador County, in Jackson, at the National Hotel. I have to give a shout out to the National Hotel, circa 1852. It's been there. The town itself is known for having, at one point, most of the ladies of the night and every spirit, beer, wine, and anything that might have been considered risque back in that time. It happened in this town called Jackson. The National Hotel they hosted us like we were royalty, wine reception, which is their happy hour event. Again, there's local red Zin, bottles out, so you didn't know what you were drinking. And then white, they did have a white, so a blend, the white was a blend. Let's see, from the pre-excursion itself, we went to an old schoolhouse, and this school, they did, instead of going during the pre-excursion, stopping at different wineries, all the wineries came to this old schoolhouse, and it was almost like the speed blogging that the speed wine blogging that we do at the conference, but we went around to each table and talked and got a chance to talk to each winemaker that participated from the Amador County wineries. Some of I could talk all day about some of the stories, but we did an actual quick snippet video from one of the wineries called Renwood, and it was their Jubilance Rosé. It is exactly what the word jubilance, jubilee means, singing for joy. That's what you feel like when you drink this rosé. Outstanding, 100% Zinfandel. But no.
Wow, that sounds good.
But no. Just on the palate, not a strength. All just, yeah. Phenomenal.
Goodness needs a year-round wine bloggers conference. I can see it now, 365 days a year.
Exactly. We could really talk about it. And I'm just at the pre-excursion. Dinners, the sessions. So we could talk about the sessions a little bit. Fast forward.
Yeah, I'm actually going to ask you what your favorite one was. This was my third wine bloggers conference, and I enjoyed it also. I didn't make any other pre or post conferences tours, but I did. I visited all the tasting rooms that were in that vicinity, and that was fun. I mean, they were very, very nice. They were very nice. And actually, I went to Estate Crush. I went to their tasting room where they make their wine. It was fabulous in there. And I don't know, I probably tried maybe about 10 or 12 wines at that one tasting room. So I guess I had a misconception about what Lodi. I just expected sort of big, grandiose, kind of like Napa. But I love that it was like this small industrial kind of town. It gave me like a nice warm town feeling. And the wines completely blew me away. The wines blew me away.
Quality.
As far as the Glennis, you asked about some of the sessions. Hold on. So, did you have a favorite session? I know you did because I saw your face.
And I'm sitting here thinking, it's to something. I'm just trying to figure. Okay, so my favorite session was this panel session, Power to. Oh God, I was trying to look it up. I'll come back with the name of the specific name of the session. I tweeted about it. Anyway. On the panel was Deborah Parker Wong and Deborah Myberg, master of wine, who is doing her thing in Asia. These are my sheroes in the wine industry. They're rock stars, female rock stars to me. And at one point, there was a couple of folks that weren't in the session, and I went to the restroom. I said, "Y'all need to because you are missing it." Jameson.
That was me and my EO. We were outside doing Snapchat. She was breaking down Snapchat for me. So that's what we were doing. But yeah, we came in and it was a wonderful session from what I saw. Jameson Fink was on that panel as well. I mean, just quality information of how they got started, what to look for in the industry. Different things that are projects that they have coming down the pike. I mean, I was just standing there, and sitting there like, oh my gosh, do I have to change my name to Deborah? Because that one of the things that to be a superstar in this industry like you ladies, I get speechless. It's just really tongue-tied, starstruck when I sit around those two ladies. Because they are knowledgeable, they are warm, and they extend information. They don't hold it close to their chest. They give you ideas, ways to take tests. Deborah Myberg has this new system where she has these cue cards that she has crafted, and it's in gorgeous packaging. For taking exams all the way up to the Master of Wine. And I said,
And then, I made a comment to her. I said, "Oh my gosh, I need to get that." She said, "You know what she said?" She said, "I wish I'd have known because I'd have bought an extra one and gave it to you." It's $200, some odd dollars for this set, and it's on her website. And I mean, that's how open she is. Doing that. So that was my favorite session. The New Zealand session from Yealand, Yealand Vineyards, which was an organic, sustainable vineyard in New Zealand, was one of my other favorite sessions because they talked about using guinea pigs, pest controls. So I thought I'd never seen, I had never heard about that. So being the scientist and the geek that I am, outside
and the sheep. It was the sheep too, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So the guinea pigs got out of control, so they left. They stopped with the guinea pigs and started using baby doll sheep. So yeah, that I thought that was very innovative to go, move from the traditional pest controls to natural animals that can control certain pests. And being the geek that I am when it comes to science, that was my other favorite session. Outside of we do the live wine blogging on whites and reds that we taste different wines that you might not ever get to these small boutique wineries that come and they do these quick sessions. So those are like my favorite sessions.
Yeah. Mine had to be the wine samples one. I know, Becca, if you're watching, you guys did a great job. You, Frank, and I forgot the other two individuals on that panel, but they just talked about their different perspectives on wine samples and what you put on your blog, maybe what you can put in an email to request samples. I thought it was really interesting and something I could actually use, some information I could actually use. And the keynote speaker was amazing.
Who's the keynote speaker? I think I missed that one because I was stuck in Lodi's Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
Were you the keynote speaker?
Not the keynote, for the
the wine samples. Oh yeah. Okay. So guys, I am going.
Watson, you talking about Andrea?
Oh yeah.
She was outstanding. She's another one. Yeah.
So I am going to open the floor and see who wants to join in. Talk amongst yourselves. we're still live. We're still live.
Right.
Right.
All the dead air. Right. All the dead air you can come up with.
Melissa, did you have any questions?
Yeah.
Because I know you've never been to a wine bloggers conference.
I have not, and I was going to say, I think it'll be interesting to hear kind of the other questions from attendees, because this is sort of my litmus test on am I going to go next year? I don't know if I'll do like pre and post excursions, but I've been thinking about it. Gosh, I remember hearing from you guys at least 2 years ago that this was I have to go. So I've been trying to figure out if I'm really going to go, but it's amazing to hear you talk about like the organic one. Like I actually care about I'm like, how do they do pig sort of? I'm like, that's just really interesting to me. So I don't know. We shall see.
Well, Melissa, you would have loved Justin Corey, who is a spirits guy, and
spirits people.
Oh yeah, Justin, log on if you're listening.
Yeah, because the two of you, because he did a whiskey tasting after.
He did a spirits lounge. Yeah.
The spirits lounge.
Yes, he did.
Well then.
See?
I've moved from a 0 to like a 5 already. I'm like, oh, there's a spirits component to the wine bloggers conference.
Exactly.
Very nice. I've moved from a 0 to like a 5 already. I'm like, oh.
Tavon, you can't watch and be on the show. You gotta close one out. Okay. All right, hold on. You can't watch and be on the show. You gotta close one out. Okay. Until
that's why I was like, I'm hearing what we said 2 minutes later.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, but that's pretty cool. So do they do anything? And so it was interesting that Sarita was talking about the other conferences that this group manages. Is it? I mean, I would guess it's probably 95% wine, a sprinkling of spirits, a sprinkling of beer. Is that about right, Glennis?
Well, you know what? That's a perfect lead-in to Thea. I see Thea just joined us as well. Well, you know what? That's a perfect. I hear some feedback.
We getting some feedback. Is somebody trying to watch?
I'm hearing everything.
Okay, that's Tavon.
Okay, he's muted.
Okay, Tavon, you can't watch and be on the show at the same time. Close out your YouTube that you were watching on.
I did it.
Got
Okay.
Hey.
Because that's an excellent question.
Whoever, somebody.
Because she is.
He like, stop calling me out. I did it. Dang.
Okay. Thea is one of the original wine blogger attendees that have evolved into getting wine. She's now the organizer of Wine Blogger Scholarships and getting sponsorship for the scholarship. So that question would be a great question for Thea to answer as far as the conference in that piece. So
Thea, did you hear me at all?
I did not, because I was switching over to live. So yeah, please repeat.
No, I was asking sort of Glennis and Sarita. Sorry, I'm Melissa, otherwise known as the Liquor Lady, and I wanted to get a feel. I've never been to a wine bloggers conference.
What's wrong with you?
I know, something's wrong with my head. I don't know. I'm a spirits blogger primarily. I like wine, I like beer. So Glennis sort of piqued my interest when she said, oh, there was a spirits lounge and Justin had done some whiskey sessions. So I was trying to get a feel for, is the conference sort of 95% wine, smattering of spirits, smattering of beer, or kind of how would you break that down a little bit?
It is at its core a wine writers conference because Zephyr does do a beer writers conference, and that is a completely separate beast. But we are really trying to change the direction and the name of the conference to really a beverage and travel and food conference. Justin's Whiskey Lounge was not officially part of the conference, but we're working really hard to see if we can possibly do that. It's a little bit challenging because the laws are extremely different for spirits, especially in the state of California, than they are for wine. But we have some things up our sleeve. But if you like wine, if you like beer, if you like food, if you like to travel, if you like networking, then you need to come to the conference. It's really immaterial whether you're like a super wine blogger or you maybe talk about it once in a while. But you're a beverage professor. You have to come.
I know. I was like, that's new. That's a new addition to the suite.
Well, and just an FYI, I just got my certified spirit specialist pin in the mail today, so I'm super excited.
Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club.
So that's three of you, because Tanisha, you have a spirit specialist doohickey as well, right?
Yes.
She's going.
Tanisha, you still there? Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Tanisha's got everything.
Well, I did not know.
Right, she does have everything.
When we're in Spain, we'll do a little gin quiz.
I actually had a spirit tasting at the house.
I'm just drinking. You ain't got to quiz me.
Oh.
Hey, Sarita, a good question would be, since Tavon is on at this point, what his experience was as a first-time attendee.
Yes, absolutely.
Gins?
My experience was, I absolutely enjoyed it. I had a great time. I learned a lot. You know, I don't have anything to compare it with, not from being at previous conferences, but for my first time being there, I feel like I definitely got the value for what I paid.
Excellent.
Okay. Is there anything that you like the most, that you enjoyed the most, Devon?
What I liked most was interacting with all the different people, just talking to people from different parts of the country, or even not even from the country, just different parts of the world. I met a couple people from other countries, and just that's where I learned the most, is talking to different people who have this experience in the industry.
And one thing I'd like to mention is just I'd really like to encourage anybody who's even possibly thinking about attending to go ahead and sign up, because we have changed the pricing model, and the earlier you sign up, the cheaper it is. So make sure you sign up by September 30th, because the price goes up after that. We really want people to lock it in early. I mean, it's a steal at $95, and even at $150, it's a steal. But if you
did you say $95?
$95.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my goodness! A steal, right?
I'm registered already.
I registered that same day they posted it.
Yeah, just make sure you register by September 30th because the price goes up.
What was interesting, I'm so glad you said that. So Becca signed on as Tavon was talking, which she quoted something again. Talking to everybody in the Wine Bloggers Conference, again, it's a wine family reunion. One of our cousins just signed on as well, Alina. Hi. So, it's a family reunion. Hi, Julia. How you doing?
Can all the newcomers do a little introduction of themselves?
Yeah.
Tavon, you muted yourself. Start with you.
Oh, okay. So I'm Tavon Johnson. I feel like I have like the youngest blog out of everybody that was at the conference because I just launched my blog in February.
Awesome.
I haven't met anybody that had a blog that came after that.
That is probably true.
So where can people follow you?
My website is vonvino.com. And you can hit me up at Von Vino Blog on Facebook.
Okay. And Snapchat and Twitter?
And Instagram?
On Twitter, I'm wine_things. I don't have Snapchat.
Okay.
Instagram, I'm Von Vino. So I'm still, getting used to the social media thing too. I feel like I can't juggle too many social media platforms.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's tough. It's a
Talk
challenge.
about my skills. So.
All right,
Good. And that'd be another whole hangout by itself.
Thea.
Hi, my name is Thea, and I like to drink. I've been blogging for 10 years.
I have to say a few words about if you
shit. Yes, but I'm going to finish first, T-Girl. So I have been blogging for 10 years. I also work in the industry now. I've managed to parlay my blog into a career on the technical side, actually making money, which is really refreshing. I founded and run the Wine Bloggers Conference Scholarship, which a couple of recipients are on this video right now. So everybody donate to the scholarship. It is a tax-deductible expense up until the conference, and we're going to have some wicked awesome T-shirts this year.
Yeah.
And I'm on the advisory board, so if you have questions, concerns, or anything to do with the conference, feel free to let me know. And you can find me at luscious.com. I'm Instagram WineBradSF and Twitter WineBradSF, and I don't Snapchat because I'm not 12. And I do. I'm blogging a lot about spirits these days, so I definitely do a lot of wine and travel, and I'm more about the story, but I blog a lot about spirits.
Oh, cool.
All right.
Julia.
Hey everybody, I'm Julia.
Wait, y'all know each other? How y'all know each other?
Who?
No, only on Twitter.
We know each other on Twitter.
Really? Wow.
I am Julia Coney in all my social media. I even have Snapchat, even though I don't use it. I've been blogging for 10 years. I started as a luxury beauty blogger. I moved that into travel because I was an intellectual property legal assistant traveling all over the world. Yeah. And so I started writing about wine because it was part of when you're in a hotel and you can't do anything else. You're just with all these people who love to eat and drink. You just figure out, and it's a lot of fun. So the Wine Bloggers Conference was my first conference. And I decided after Glennis and Sarita talked me into it, they were dragging me. No. Glennis like, sign up right now, Amador. Right now. And I'm driving. I'm trying to explain to my husband to sign up. He's like, what am I signing up for? It was a cluster that actually worked out. But it was my first conference. I want to thank Tavon, my brother from another mother. I love you so much. Meeting you because I felt like I had another newbie, and it's kind of nice to have somebody like another newbie because it really kind of, go to the conference and understand it. Thea, I rock my wine lover T-shirt, for the scholarship this weekend. Everybody, Glenda's gonna hook it up, vibe it out and everything like that. But I'm going next year. actually was able to use that I was going to the conference to travel around Napa, Sonoma, and Paso Robles and Santa Barbara to write stories on small winemakers, urban wineries, definitely in Paso Robles.
Nice.
Yeah, so a lot of them will be going up next week. I'm redesigning my site this weekend, so yeah, and everything's going up because I haven't actually told most of my readers that I'm actually studying a wine certification, so I will be having that post come up on Tuesday about this new career shift.
Awesome.
My level 2 exam is December 1st on WSET. Got that done today. And I also work for an upscale tour company, and I am going to lead the wine and food portion of the tourism for that company. And my first trip I'm hosting is, Tanisha knows she helped me with champagne this year, but I'm doing Cuba in May.
Ooh,
And I'm doing champagne in Italy to eat at Osteria Francescana, which is the #1 restaurant in the world, next October. So,
oh my goodness.
So yeah, I've been like on the phone, like I'm so exhausted right now. I was like, I have to be on the source because I've been up literally talking to Italy about trying to get all this done. So it's been a very early morning here on the East Coast. But I will tell you this, I told my husband I am never not going to a wine bloggers conference.
I never heard but that's my thing.
So that's one of those things like that's going to happen. I'm being in California, so I'm very excited that it's actually in November. Because it gives me more time to like chill and relax and everything. And I love the conference. One of my favorite one was with the I want to say it was Becca's in Frank's conference.
Yeah.
I really like that. The wine samples. I really like that panel. I like to hear the stories of people who write. Like, I love the story aspect, so I love to meet. I was very interested in who wrote what they wrote, and interested in following everybody's blog and all that kind of stuff. And for me, the pre-excursion was just phenomenal. I can't say anything bad about the pre-excursion.
Amador.
And
I went on the Livermore.
Yeah, and hashtag Amador, hashtag all my Zen is coming in. All my Zen is coming in. So that's my experience. So I definitely think it's worth it. I've been to a lot of different bloggers conference. I went to travel bloggers conference, beauty conferences, just different blog conferences, and the community that I felt, I can't speak, like just I'm saying, I was like, I will go back on that alone. I'm going back on that alone, and I'm not going to the travel bloggers conference next year. How about that?
Wow.
How about that?
All right. Becca, you're next.
All right, I'm Becca.
Hi, Becca.
I've been blogging for 9 years, so not quite as long as some of these other people. I mean, I'm practically a newbie by these decade bloggers. I do food, drink, and travel, and I have always done food, drink, and travel, and I will continue doing food, drink, and travel. I like just writing about the experience of it from the average consumer's perspective. And honestly, like, what I always dial it down to is, for me, I'm more of a critic, so I'm actually about the end product more than I am about the story behind how the product got there. So I think
I like that.
Really helps.
I like that.
You like certain things. But yeah, I'm like, what's in my glass? What's in front of me on my plate? How does it taste? How does it come together in my mouth, basically? I am also a fiction writer. Hooray! And
really? I didn't know that.
I'm not officially allowed to say anything, but I just signed a contract yesterday for my first book.
Yay! Good job.
So, yeah, I'm the Gourmets, which is gourmet with a Z. On pretty much every social media platform that there is, I'm the Gourmets, except not the video ones yet, because I haven't convinced myself that I'm there. So,
that is nice. So,
last but not least,
can I? So, Becca, from your session that I didn't get to because the Enterprise took too long. Can we get a copy of those slides, or
there weren't slides, so it's just a panel discussion.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Somebody might have been recording it, but I think maybe Wine Antics might have been recording it. Jen?
Oh, Jen.
Surprised me. She probably did. I'll check with her.
And I think between like the experienced bloggers and the experienced PR people, and I'm on both sides of the table, we can pretty much tell you what went on in that panel and what the good, bad, and ugly is. So. Okay. We'll talk about that offline. Yay!
And last but not least?
No, then we have somebody else. So Lena.
We have Rhett. We have Alina, and then we have Rhett.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Hey, Rhett.
Hey.
Lena, so tell everybody about yourself, even though you weren't there and we miss you. You know you're a staple as well.
Yeah, I couldn't make it this year. This year's been kind of a rough year for me, but I'll be back next year and stronger than ever. And so I'm one girl, one glass, one world, pretty much all across social media, with the exception of Twitter. I'm one girl, one glass there. But everything else, you can find me under one girl, one glass, one world. I love it. I focus on, lately it's been a lot of Northwest wines, Pacific Northwest. I live just north of Portland, so I've got a playground right near me. As if anybody knows WBC12 knows, I have a playground of wine right near me. And but yeah, my focus is really just exploring the world with a glass in hand. So, and you have to forgive my voice. I've been dealing with laryngitis for the last week.
Oh, that's okay. Wow.
Yeah, but I sound much better than I did last week, so that's a plus.
All right.
Rhett, I didn't get the name of your blog or your website or anything.
I am Gone with the Wine.
Gone with the Wine.
Gone with the Wine on all the social media, other than there's one that's not that, but I'll figure that out. So I like to tell the story behind the winemaker. I think there's lots of people that just like write about wine. And my first few blogs I put up, I wrote just kind of like a tasting note and whatnot. And I was like, there's more to this story than just what I think or what I taste and smell. When I go to tastings, I like to talk to the winemakers and find out why they got into wine and just what drives them.
So, Rhett, you're stealing my genre.
I know, but, somebody's got to do it.
Well, I guess it's okay because you're in Canada.
Canada? Well, I am at .ca, so, that might make it better. My Instagram is gonewith_the_wine.
Okay. So, Rhett, I didn't get a chance. Did I meet you, or was I drunk and I don't remember?
Well, we were all drunk for 5 days, so you probably did.
I met one of the on the Livermore
people that I met.
No, you don't want to
on the same excursion together.
You're supposed to deny that you were drunk. I'm on the advisory board. We discourage drunkenness.
Oh,
deny. Deny.
Can we kick Thea off of this broadcast then?
Also, I actually also don't get hangovers, so you're allowed to hate me completely.
Wait, what? You don't get hangovers?
I don't get hangovers. And Becca will tell you, I drink a lot, so...
Well,
yeah, no, I don't...
Well, we might need to talk about how to market that and make some money.
Yeah, because I'm hating. I'm hating for real.
I read something about drinking baking soda before alcohol, and it helps.
I don't believe it.
Don't do that.
Burping all day.
I'm drinking gin tonight.
Oh, wait. Aviation.
Aviation.
Wow.
From the U.S. It's got sarsaparilla in it.
From Portland.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's delicious.
It really is.
Hey.
I wanted to ask Becca, what was your favorite part of the Wine Bloggers Conference before I know we're about to get way off subject, but...
for every year that I've gone, and this was my third, it's really either a post or a pre-excursion is my favorite part.
Oh, okay.
Okay. A smaller group of people for one, so you get to hang out more, and it's generally like a more cohesive, thorough introduction to the region that you happen to be going to. So I went to Livermore this year with Tavon and Rhett.
Yeah.
And everybody else in this group. But we had a great time, and we got to meet like some of the like top we got to meet the whole like Went family practically, Cannon family. Like these big names were like throwing us dinner and like taking us through their vineyards, and it was a really. I
really liked the brunch we had at Myriad as well.
Yeah,
that was an amazing place.
Oh yeah.
I totally agree, Becca. I think I said that maybe before you joined. I've done more pre-excursions than post, but the pre and post this year was excellent. The post this year, I talked about Amador a little earlier, but the post was about the Native Project of Lodi, and that was outstanding. Taking the 6 or 7, I can't remember, 6 or 7 winemakers. They have a protocol to follow. They couldn't add or do a winemaker's twist on how they grow the grape, how they harvest it, how they ferment, and how they bottle. They had to follow the same protocol over all 6 winemakers and from their vineyards, and then to taste the difference and the nuances, and all 6 wines being named something different. That's just
and that project, they've been really involved with bloggers for the last 5 years, the Native Project, and that project's really cool because they basically, you're right, they can't make any changes in farming and they have to follow a strict blend and process in making the wine. But the point of that project that is really cool, and I'll mention another project just like it, is that you can really taste the terroir and taste the expression of the fruit.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
There's a project in Mendocino, which you guys will probably get exposed to next year, called Coro. It's C-O-R-O, Mendocino. And it's a very similar model, and that's really what Lodi Native was modeled on. And basically, Coro says you can make a Zinfandel blend, and here's the blend that it must be, and then go to town. But it has to be biodynamic or organic or sustainable. It depends on the year. But it's just a really great way to get the expression of the region.
And it's Zinfandel as well.
That one is, yeah. And Mendocino's been really well known for Zinfandel for a long time, but it's a very different style than traditional Lodi Zinfandel. And I think what you guys think of traditional Lodi Zinfandel is different than what I think of traditional Lodi Zinfandel because I live here. But that's one of my favorite parts about having the Wine Bloggers Conference in Lodi is that.
Stop bragging because you live there. I'm so jealous.
I wanted to hear from Rhett. What was your favorite part of the conference?
I really enjoyed the post as well, learning about the Lodi wines. Trying to think what the live blogging was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think I don't know.
Happy birthday.
Okay.
Everybody make sure you say happy birthday to Jen because she really needs your attention.
Happy birthday, Jen.
Thank you for pointing that out, Thea. I got a crown out for it and everything. I need the attention.
But yeah, I mean, being able to meet the winemakers and have dinner on their property is just just blew my mind. Even Friday, Friday night's excursion was amazing.
Oh,
I still have to organize my thoughts on that and write that
out. Before we get to those wine, does somebody want to say something?
Oh, I wanted to ask the first-time attendees what was their favorite part or most unexpected thing at the conference.
Does that include the pre-excursion?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. We went to the Amador the dinner at the I have it on my couch because it's a stack of papers, but it's the family that makes all the German kind of style wine, but we had this Albarino. Huh?
The Bella Grace?
Bokish.
Bokish.
Okay.
And they literally had somebody from Spain making paella. She could barely speak English. And then there was this it's not like a pool, but you could put your feet in the water. The mom is making paella, the son is working harvest, and it's this amazing Albarino. And
they're pouring us Albarino. It was heaven.
And it felt like I was at I'm from Louisiana in the South, so let me just say this. It felt like a black family reunion where everybody was laughing and having a good time. And just that this woman was so happy people were eating her paella. She was like bursting because we kept going back for seconds and thirds.
Of course,
So to watch her reaction was it was like touching because you could tell that's where her gift was cooking for us, and we appreciated that gift.
That was the Perone.
Perone. Yeah, well, I have the video, and it's like,
yeah. Did everybody see that?
Yes.
It's on my Instagram. It's on my Instagram if you haven't seen it.
So I just felt that communal familial feeling that night, and that to me solidified coming again.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I would say I definitely had the same feeling. You know, it was all love. I felt very welcome, and everybody was friendly. But I also have to say, like, the pre-excursion was one of my favorite of the whole thing. I have to give a shout out to Glennis too, because had it not been for Glennis, I wouldn't even known about the conference. Second of all, it was like when I told Glennis I signed up, she was like, "Did you sign up for the pre-excursion?" I said, "No." She was like, "You have to go on the pre-excursion." I'm like, "All right, okay." So I signed up for that. No disappointment there. No disappointment. So thank you, Glennis, for you know.
Thank you, Glennis.
So I see Glennis as the next Wine Bloggers Conference ambassador.
They interview her every time and put her in the paper, so she might as well be.
No, I'll tell you what happened. That comes from experience. My first, and before Jen talks about hers, my first Wine Bloggers Conference, I did not go on the pre-excursion, and I kind of felt like an outsider. But I still had a good time. And then there was people that said, "Did you go on the pre-excursion?" That's where, and they were second time attendees, and that's where they had met most of the folks that this camaraderie was established. So I was like, oh, my second conference, I was like, pre-excursion, oh, bingo. And I never look back. If I don't do anything else, I do that pre-excursion for the same things that Rhett said, for the same things that Tavon and Julia said. That pre-excursion, and Becca. Alina hasn't talked because she's on pre-excursions and post-excursions too, and she can testify to this. It is what brings, for the value, okay, I'm going to give y'all a little secret. The first pre-excursion I went on, the hotel was included, plus everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not going to happen again, so don't spread that too far.
Okay. I totally understand, but you still, for the value for this conference, you can't beat it. I'm sorry. I just had to say, that's why I was so passionate when I was telling Tavon and Julia, you got to go on the pre-excursion because you make connections and that camaraderie starts there. And we're going to get this one right here, Sarita, to go on one as well, because she like, yo, you have to go on the pre-excursion because you will understand what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, any of these wineries that we went to, like, you're part of their family now.
Exactly.
I feel like I could like call them up and be like, "Hey, I'm coming to California. Can I come by the winery and have dinner with you?" And they would say yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Glennis, I have to agree. I did the post excursion in Santa Barbara back in 2014, and I think Becca can agree. That was a great excursion, even if you only go to one place. We got such a great experience out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah, the Bridalwood excursion that year was like, my jaw just dropped, and that was my first Wine Bloggers Conference, and I'm like, dude, like, this was only, what, it was like $25? I don't think it was even like $50, and it was
ridiculously stupid cheap for everything that we got. I mean, we got how many tastings there, and we got lunch, and
a whole like seminar with like really like awesome education.
Exactly.
It was great.
And Becca, you're correct. You get to really know the terroir and the varietals that fare very well, that ones that might not, and just the winemakers and their intimate stories of how they met and things of that nature, and how they started this. coming from hedge fund operators in New York, and it's like, wow, you can change careers and still do very well. I think Jen didn't get a chance to say because she's a new attendee.
Yes.
Hello. Thank
Are you? Are you?
What's that? I'm drunk. But I would like to showcase champagne I am drinking, and it's all care of my co-host and my friend Stub.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
This was actually my graduation present because I graduated with my master's back in May, so he gave this to me for my graduation, and I'm like, hey, it's my birthday. I'm gonna enjoy the first bottle. Okay, the second bottle, true story. The second bottle,
Get it, girl.
Yeah, I got my girlfriend over, so we've been drinking champagne and sparkling for a little while. But the second bottle is like $6. I mean, let's be real. The first bottle's fancy. The second bottle is, it's a value. So, what was my favorite experience? I feel very blessed to have had a strong community going into the Bloggers Conference. The ladies of the Swirl Suite are amazing. Glennis and Sarita have been pushing me for years to go to this Bloggers Conference since I've been active in the Maryland wine scene, and they were right, and I should have gone sooner, and I'm bowing down now and saying you all were right. And for doing the live streaming that I did beforehand, it really changed my perception going into the Bloggers Conference. I knew so many people, and I think there was a lot of connections already made from that live stream going forward. So the networking was one of the biggest things to finally put some faces and some voices and some real personality to the people I had met via Twitter, via Facebook, and via the live streams was amazing. And like Rhett had said and Tavon had said, the Livermore excursion was fabulous. It was so great. Had such an amazing time. Wente put on a great educational experience for us in their winemaker studio, and then Concannon gave me the okay, I'm ready to die now kind of wine experience. Like, the sun was setting, we were dining al fresco, there was beautiful vines, it was harvest, everything was perfect. I was like, okay, that's it. I've reached the pinnacle. So I got nothing to complain about.
One of the best things is that everyone thinks that their excursion was the best.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And that's actually a very true statement, Tavon, because one thing about the pre-excursions, you get just what Jen says, but you get it in the perspective of that particular winemaker and that particular wine area that you go to. I can't say anything. If I don't do anything else, the pre-excursions is just freaking phenomenal. If you love wine and you love winemakers, the Wine Bloggers Conference has opened up a whole lot. Yep.
So I have a question for everybody. If you could have one speaker speak next year at 2017, who would you have?
Glennis.
Are you freaking kidding me?
That's a perfect face, Glennis.
Okay. What? No. Well, Julia is trying to. Julia, take your stuff off of mic mute. Okay. Perfect lead-in. So she's about to pitch a panel to you, Thea, and the rest of you decision makers.
Yes, I am.
And we're not going to out the whole thing, but we're working on some things, and hopefully these panels get accepted.
Yes. I have a title. I have a outline as of today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel very passionately about it. And so I'm excited. I'm excited to pitch it. Hey, if I want to see something different, I have to be the person to lead it. So that's how I feel. So.
Do we get a clue?
Yes, it's about diversity in wine.
Brilliant.
I would absolutely love going to a panel on diversity in wine.
Love that.
Yeah, and it's not about diversity as in just necessarily color of the person.
Yeah, there's diversity all over. Yeah.
It's all over diversity of wine writing.
Good luck.
Thank you. Like it came to me, you know, like I was in California, you know, I'm doing all this other wine stuff, and like the title comes, and then I spend like the next 2 hours like banging it out, and then I was like, okay. And then I came back home and I looked at it. I was like, the title works, but nothing else does. And so that's when I went back and peeled the layer. Huh?
Interestingly enough, the scholarship has a diversity in wine writing scholarship.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
No. So I have an outline, and it's really about some interesting topics that realm from not just wine writing, but wine blogging, and not necessarily from a business perspective, from a cultural perspective. Because I think sometimes we, you know, as bloggers, we can go like the writing side, and we can go on that tangent, but it's a cultural thing as well. So adding that element.
Yep.
I think that sounds great.
Thank you. Well, it started because it didn't start because of the Wine Bloggers Conference. Actually, it started based on everything I did after the conference and my personal perception of those as coming in as media. So that's when I realized the conference can be a game changer, and utilizing that platform.
Yeah. Anybody else have suggestions on what speaker they would like to see 2017?
Well, I mean, my speaker, I just really want, I didn't say about my speaker, but my speaker, if it could be ultimate, would be Rajat Par, because to me, he is the best blind taster that is living on the planet. So I'm just saying Rajat Par, RN47, San Francisco. Reach out to him. I'm very obsessed with this Indian gentleman who is the best blind taster in the world. Okay, I'm off my soapbox.
So are we talking just like keynote or just session speaker or?
Both.
Okay. So now I'm gonna rethink whatever. Okay. Go ahead. Just thinking.
Anybody else?
Keynotes, I think Gary Vaynerchuk would be fun
awesome
just to see.
So Gary V was actually at the first two conferences and was very instrumental in making the Wine Bloggers Conference what it is.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He no longer speaks on topics of wine. He speaks only from international speaking.
Huh. Well, that's good to know.
Well, I think that even brings a better perspective for Gary V to come in and talk, because he's huge on social media. He's huge on video. So bringing the perspective and even for the 10th year, rounding it up, like, hey, I was here the first 2 years. And I talked only about being in the wine industry, but you know what? The wine industry is changing. Bloggers are changing. You can't just be written bloggers anymore. You need to have some complexity to you. You need to have some social media. You maybe need to have some video. You maybe need to have some photos. So I think I completely second that. I would love to see Gary V bring a new perspective in 10 years later.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah. He won't come. He's been asked. Just FYI.
Dang it! Let's petition him. Let's
every single day. I have this conversation every single day. So I'm just like, we talk about this for 6 months because we have to start looking for keynotes like yesterday. So we've already talked about a lot of ideas. So.
Wow. What about bringing back Jancis?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
She's good.
Well, who else was there in Charlottesville when she was speaking?
I didn't make Charlottesville. You did. It didn't go well.
No, I was just curious who else was there.
None of us.
You were the only one, Thea.
I think we're all young to it compared to you.
Because Portland was my first one.
Charlottesville was mine too. 2011, so it wasn't that long.
What about Kermit Lynch?
That's an interesting. He has definitely been asked before.
Okay.
not that he's, people have been asked and have conflicts, and people have been asked to say no, people have been asked to say yes. So it's like, just because you were asked once before doesn't mean we can't again. But I think that was definitely proposed last year and 2 years ago, and we were all very interested. And then his schedule wasn't allowing that to happen. That doesn't mean it won't again. But that's a great nomination.
Okay.
So I think winemaker would be a fun one, like in 2012 when we had Randall Graham.
Yes, that was fun.
Bring in somebody. There's plenty of winemakers out there that somebody could talk to and see if we could bring somebody in.
Mm-hmm.
I like Andre Mack of Mouton Noir.
I was getting ready to say.
He has a lot of energy. I like his energy when I see him on TV and social media and stuff.
Yeah, and I mentioned Trey Bush because he's the same way. He's the guy from Sleight of Hand Sellers and Walla Walla. He's got a ton of energy. And if you ever meet him in person, you wonder how much energy one person can pack into themselves. And then you realize, oh, that's a lot.
Well, this was great, guys. If anybody else has anything to share, we need to wrap it up.
I met Delynn Proctor from the movie Psalm from Penfolds a couple times in the last couple of years. And like how he is in that movie is exactly how he is in real life. He'll take a year to get back to you on Facebook when you message him, and you can't friend him anymore because he's got the maximum amount of friends.
That's because he's never at home. He has a new baby, and he hasn't seen him in 6 months.
Oh, I believe it. The guy is like just amazing, though. Like,
yeah,
so watched the movie, and then I met him 2 years ago at our wine festival here in Vancouver, and he's the same guy, like just super chill, down to earth. He'd do anything for the industry.
Message from Justin Corey saying that Trey is awesome. So, Justin, why aren't you in this conversation?
I sent him the link. Yeah.
We just talked about him.
Yeah, we did.
I just sent him the link as well. If he can't figure it out by now.
Yeah, it's okay. He said he was technically challenged.
Don't talk about people.
Yes, talk about Justin while he can't defend himself. This is good.
I think technically challenged is being kind.
Oh
my gosh. Well, guys, this was great. Thank you so much for joining the Swirl Suite, especially the first-time listeners and joiners. We really appreciate you coming on. And you're welcome back anytime. We're always up for new guests, so you're welcome back anytime.
Thanks for having us, Serena.
Yeah, all right.
Thank you.
All right, and you can find this video on YouTube and as a podcast on SoundCloud.
Oh.
Wow.
All right. All right. So cheers, guys. Cheers.
Bye.
All right.
Still be